And for those who are in the pews, those who aren't in full-time ministry may have a little more margin because you're in the workplace. In the workplace, there's tons of people around you who don't know Jesus. But sometimes it's that fear and that lack of know-how, and sometimes even the lack of desire that you guys face. And so it's for sure there's something up there that we can all relate to. And then outside of these personal barriers, there's also some cultural barriers that are making it more difficult. We live, our culture is changing, and Mark had talked about a little bit of the statistics that we've seen of the next generations that are kind of drifting away from a Judeo-Christian kind of worldview, and into more of a postmodernism. And so the first cultural barrier is just that there tends to be a failure of reason and a loss of belief in truth. Our day is very suspicious of reason. It's considered inadequate to lead us to the truth. Objective truth is beyond our reach. That truth is only personal to the individual. You have your truth, I have my truth. We're surrounded by diversity of religious beliefs and expressions and ethnicities and cultures. And postmodernism declares that pluralism is the way things should be. That's the compassionate response. And it goes beyond being tolerant and respectful. It even declares that there is no truth that is applicable to all, or anything that describes ultimate reality. And so to proclaim that is almost seen, we're facing a barrier that to claim truth is seen as unloving and intolerant. We've seen that. So it leads to the idea that pan-tolerance is the rule of the day, the belief that all thoughts, ideas, and opinions are equally valid, and none can claim truth with any sense of confidence, no matter what. And if you do claim that, you are labeled as power-hungry and a manipulator. That belief is kind of being pushed into even the church in the younger generations, where some believers even think that evangelism is morally wrong, to proclaim any type of truth, to push our beliefs on somebody else. Now, we're obviously not saying we should push our beliefs on anybody else, but it's the idea of evangelism and sharing the love and of Christ, who says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life," is oftentimes seen as intolerant. A third barrier is just the loss of authority. If there's no ultimate truth and there's no book like the Bible or a group like the church that can command my respect, submission, or commitment. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm my own person. I'm autonomous. And I don't have to tell you. I don't have to do what you say. I don't have to believe what you believe. Moral relativism is another cultural barrier that we face. Morals and values are self-determined. This is a belief that there is no higher authority to determine what is right and wrong than self. Each individual determines their own code of morality. You don't have to listen to what the Bible says or what the church says.
Classic example would be Adolf Hitler or Joseph Stalin or Mao Zedong.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in history that we can learn from. Absolutely. And here's sadly the last one is that that Christians are perceived negatively. We're known more for what we're against, and we hold the blame here. There's some responsibility that we hold in this. That we're known for more for what we're against than what we're for. We're not, as Jesus said, they'll know you by your love. We are not known for our love for people. And we have to continue to speak truth, but we have to do it in love. We have to balance that with grace. Grace and truth, that is the gospel. And so we have to be able to, learn how to speak truth in a loving, gracious way.